Wrestling legend Hulk Hogan has died at 71 years old. Correspondent Jeff Paul is live with more on this, Jeff.
He was the living symbol of Hulkamania, a towering figure who wrestled icons, electrified arenas, and helped shape wrestling into global entertainment. But behind the bravado and the catchphrases lay a reality few fans saw. A man fighting pain, recovery, and time, and ultimately succumbing to his own body.
Yeah, Harrison, again, TMZ Sports reporting wrestling legend Hulk Hogan has died at the age of 71 years old. This coming through just a few minutes ago about the death of this wrestling legend that really transcended the sport, really put WWF, eventually WWE on the map.
This is the story of Terry Gene Bollea, known to the world as Hulk Hogan, his health struggles, final days, and the heart-wrenching truth behind his passing. At 76 years old, Hogan had the scars to prove a lifetime of impact, over 25 surgeries in the last decade alone, 10 back surgeries, hip, knee, shoulder replacements, each piece a painful testament to the physical price of fame. But even as fans fretted over rumors, his inner circle insisted his heart is strong. They repeatedly reassured the public that he was recovering from a neck fusion procedure and was steadily improving.
Medics were reportedly dispatched to Hulk Hogan's Clearwater home early Thursday morning, with operators reportedly stating that he was in cardiac arrest. TMZ also reporting that a slew of police cars and EMTs were parked outside of Hogan's home. And the icon, as they put it, was carried on a stretcher and into an ambulance.
Late June 2025 brought renewed panic when radio host Bubba the Love Sponge claimed Hogan was on his deathbed, unable to speak, and surrounded by medical staff. Panic spread, but Hogan's team immediately pushed back, clarifying it was routine recovery from spinal surgery, no emergency. He was even seen attending events, standing unassisted. Yet behind the confident statements lay deeper concerns, a man whose body had aged beyond his will. Despite the chronic pain and physical decline, Hogan kept working. In January 2025, he appeared during WWE's Raw debut on Netflix, reminding the world he wasn't done. In April 2025, he co-founded Real American Freestyle, a new wrestling promotion he'd helped build as commissioner before his death, planning a debut event for August. By July 23, Hogan seemed fine, recovering, smiling, even sharing jokes with his wife Sky Daly and business partner Jimmy Hart, who said he looked happy and alert. They added he'd enjoyed dinner with his son. But then, fate intervened. On July 24, 2025 morning in Clearwater, Florida, Hogan went into cardiac arrest at home. Paramedics arrived swiftly. He was rushed to Morton Plant Hospital, but couldn't be revived. He was pronounced dead at age 71. Despite injury speculations over the years, his death is attributed to acute cardiac arrest, likely connected to the cumulative toll of surgery and wear. His heart finally gave in. It wasn't sudden for those watching. Hogan's prolonged physical decline, surgery after surgery, had slowed him. Speaking on the I Impulsive podcast in 2024, he admitted, "I've had like 25 surgeries in the last 10 years, 10 back surgeries alone." But reportedly no one close to him expected death just yet. Professional circles reeled, wrestling luminaries flooded social media with grief. WWE officially stated, WWE is saddened to learn WWE Hall of Famer Hulk Hogan has passed away, extends its condolences to Hogan's family, friends, and fans. Charlotte Flair remembered Hogan's comfort during her father's health crisis. Donald Trump called him a great friend and praised his loyalty. But fans poured in tributes too. Social feeds flooded with phrases like Hogan Forever and Real American. Murals, memorial benches, street art in Tampa, the city Hogan called home, became spontaneous shrines. Even beyond wrestling, fans mourn not just a hero, but a symbol of America's bold spirit. What led to this end? 1 year of medical procedures to mitigate physical breakdown, widespread pain from injuries spanning decades. But 3, a successful neck surgery in June, but one that didn't reverse decades of strain. 4, and then an unexpected cardiac arrest, likely brought on by cumulative stress and age. It was not drama, it was inevitability. 6-time WWE champion, main eventer at the first WrestleMania, founding member of the NWO, 2-time Hall of Fame inductee. Beyond wrestling, films, Rocky III, Miss Nini, reality TV, Hogan Knows Best, branding, Real American Beer, and activism. He influenced icons. Vince McMahon called him the greatest WWE superstar of all time. The Undertaker, John Cena, Hulkamania Jr. all owe part of their path to his thunderous entry. The public narrative, one of shock, a 71-year-old recovering man collapsing unexpectedly, the family narrative, quiet grief, no press coverage of his final moments, just emergency lights, hospital corridors, and calls to loved ones. His wife, Sky Daly, and manager, Jimmy Hart, had insisted just days before that he was stable, but the fragility of life doesn't wait for press releases. For wrestling fans, Hogan's retirement never really felt real. He remained omnipresent on Hollywood sets, real estate developments, podcasts, and social media, flexing his humility, his faith, his persistence. To many, his death felt like losing a foundational myth. That final breath marked the end of Hulk's team. Yet Hogan's final surgery provided symbolic closure, the Real American Freestyle, a wrestling league he co-founded. He was slated to serve as commissioner, nurturing new athletes in the mold of his all-American persona. His absence will be felt in its inaugural season. And what a family. He leaves behind his wife, Sky, and 2 children from his first marriage, Brooke and Nick. His estranged daughter, Brooke, had long distanced herself from the tabloid version of Hogan, but posted a tribute referencing her father as a legend behind the irony, a nod to the complex layers beneath the persona. Try not to. That's not easy when you see the toll, the last days wrapped in medical beds and private rooms. A man who body slammed the world, now body slammed by time. In closing, remember, he stood tall in the ring. He embraced pain as part of the job. He built an empire on charisma and sweat. And in the end, he bowed out, not with theatrics, but with stillness. For those who grew up yelling, "What you gonna do, brother?" this moment is personal. Hogan defined youth, strength, and resilience. Now we see his vulnerability, and we grieve it. But above all, Hogan's legend won't fade. His contribution across wrestling, entertainment, and culture stands firm. Let your tears come not from the end, but from understanding what he carried to the very last day, because Hulk Hogan died. But his story, his myth, it lives on, in fans' voices, in history books, and in every soul he inspired to believe they had strength enough to stand with him. Rest in power, Terry Hulk Hogan Bullia. You lived swift, you lived loud, and you left a print in the hearts of millions.